Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we're continuing the World of Warcraft series with our Shaman. I traded in all of the quests that I had. We're 30% in to the next level, which is crazy if you think about it. And I'm back at a shameful position where I needed to flee the last time. But I promised to come back and rectify what has happened, and that we will do. These kobolds will not get the better of us. We're going to go right into the cave. That's our first job today. Then afterwards, I think we're going to do call to arms. I'm not sure if I want to do foul magic, but 33 might be still barely doable for us. Getting 10 of those amulets, kill the remaining ogres, and then I want to do a couple of Booty Bay related quests that are very niche. You find them back here, kind of underwater quests, and we have a perfect class to do that, so might as well do exactly that. So, as with the last time, the challenge here is these guys can run. There's a lot of spawns that are happening, and we will need to make sure that we're keeping an eye on not adding too many of the enemies. Other than that, I think we should be fine. These guys now are a little bit lower in level, and if there is a level 40 rare, I would feel comfortable killing this guy plus maybe 1 or 2 adds. It's just overall smoother when you're not fighting against orange mobs. I'm okay with pulling an extra one. Just kept out of casting as long as possible, because that means we're regenerating mana. And now we're done with that first entry pack. So let's fight our way into that cave. And like I said the last time, this is a sketchy place, so better be safe than sorry. We're being asked to join Razorfang Downs yet again, but as you know by now, that is not possible in hardcore. I'm missing the big swings here. Alright, slow them down. And yeah, that's a bit of a problem for per se not having not critting or hitting with Wind Fury at all. And things start to become quite ugly very, very fast. Specifically as these guys do have Sunder armor, so that stacks, and 1,000 armor reduction means we're essentially going in naked. So yeah, you don't want to have too many of those guys. They are hitting 450 unmitigated, 100 crit. That's a lot. That's like 30 hits or 15 crits and I'm down. Sounds like a lot, isn't though. We got a warrior. Interesting. That might make it even a bit more difficult, because now Hyperspawn can kick in and really screw us over. But I'm confident we can take up to 3 of these guys, and I can even kite a couple of potions. So we're being okay. Alright, grounding totem, earthbind, and Urguchi. They are casting fast, man. And just like the last time, we're having a rare elite here. Patrol over here. Gotta be careful. Repositioning a little bit more into the corner. Let's hope that the totem isn't pulling. Alright, next one here is a double by default. I think I want to get that patrol out of the way first. If that adds onto a double, we have a real problem. Lost sight of the patrol, which is not good. Good. Start with that. Still having a grounding totem. Just in case that patrol adds. And that Thunder Armor really starts kicking off. Alright, let's go. Come here. Resist Earthshock, which is why I'm always having a grounding totem. Okay, so far things are looking good. Just eat up and I think then we can push on. Got some true silver. I don't think that I can mine that yet. Good. We're standing down here. I'll pull these guys a little bit further back. Just don't want to trigger the enemies upstairs. Yeah, those miners with sun armor, that's a nasty ability. Easy to be underrated. Yeah, true silver is not working out. Cool. If I haven't mentioned it before, we're a bit on a timer here because people might not realize it, but the enemies will eventually respawn. And as and when that happens, we will have a problem. Let's try to get this guy first before the patrol comes in. Even got him completely exclusive without the patrol. Very nice. Mithril, not a thing yet. Alright, that's where we're going to have our camp. I think a reasonably safe position up here. Good, that patrol will come back very soon. And caster patrols are nasty for a simple reason. When they get in range, they will not just charge in, they will start to cast. And that can lead to further leashing, as in someone who's standing even a little bit further behind. Good. There's the patrol coming. Let's finish this guy here. Perfect. Just in time for our nice alert shock. Remove frost armor. Give him the illusion he could cast on us, and then slam him into the ground.
I can't cast that yet.
Good. Almost done with that stupid cave. Not even sure where that geomancer is supposed to be. The cave isn't that big, and I would have marked him. That's strange. That's very strange.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Good, in case we're pulling two. Got some more upfront damage. Oh, this guy is getting manhandled. See you later. Three more to go. That's where I would have expected the rear to be. By the way, a pretty nasty place if you come in here with kind of level 35.
That's still recharging.
Okay, they cannot run anywhere, which means we can move in. Second cast interrupted. New grounding. And they did not shoot a single spell onto me. That's how good the interrupt of the Shaman is. Cool.
It's too far away.
Unfortunately, we're in respawn territory. So we need to fight our way out. And once I jump down there, it's on. Could of course also move the whole way back, but then I would directly get into respawn. What we can do though is this and that. That's still existing even if we're down here. This time no slow totem. I instead rely on my frost shock. That's the alternative. Good. We can skip these two and be on our merry way out. And I'll fast forward that for you. Next up, we're going to kill some ogres. Good, we're back in action. First problem solved. Let's solve the next one, which is killing a couple of ogres. And boy, I mention it oftentimes, but ogres just feel so satisfying. They typically don't have a lot of skills. For whatever reason, these guys also don't have massive amounts of hit points. They are not running away. They have moderate damage. And it's just overall good. When you're fighting ogres, at least when I'm doing that, I could just get my head down, listen to a couple of lo-fi beats, and just grind them for an hour or two, and never feel like that's a bad investment of time. Good, here we will need to kill, it's just a normal kill quest, kill quite a few of these guys actually. And I've never, before doing this playthrough with the Shaman, never appreciated the Earth Shock more than I'm doing it now. Just a repeatable, very nice kick-like ability, deals damage. You are so good against casters. And with you being in their face, that's even better. I don't know if you have noticed, but casters, enemy casters, don't suffer pushback. So that's a player-only thing. They will just continue to cast even though you're hitting them. Eventually a design decision, because you do have multiple other means of just interrupting them. But believe it or not, like if the enemies would have shamans with such a low cooldown on their earth shocks, I would potentially throw the towel. As a mage, that would just not be fun. You would constantly need to change schools because you are being countered in one of them, and then they would also purge you, which isn't fun either. pulling a double pack next. We need 2 more of the casters. Lovely. That guy went down before we even took 10% damage and double crit whirlwind. The game is just showcasing shamans at their best. Lovely. Not even playing enhancement, but the melee capabilities with the staff are so pronounced. It's really good. Just look at that. Crazy amount of damage. Granted, you also have a limited amount of defense when you're going two-handed, but yeah, that's still worth it. By the way, the binding. So first of all, grey quests. Thank you, but no thank you. That might give us 100 XP or so. Stones of Binding, I don't want to follow that quest any further. We're just going to do Foul Magics, and then I want to do the water quests. Alrighty, so we are getting the amulets. The reason why I didn't want to do this here is these guys are grey already. I don't like that. Nah, they are all grey. Not going to waste time on grey mobs, so I'm sorry, but what's the quest called? Foul Magics needs to go. Which brings us now to this quest down there, or these quests down there, which I am very much looking forward to do. Good, so the next few quests are indeed water related. Landho, as well as Drowned Sorrow and Sunken Treasure, are all somewhat hidden quests from Booty Bay. These pirates here are stranded and they need help, which I'm more than happy to support them. So what's going to follow is a nice little underwater journey of rare quests that many typically don't take on.
Hey there.
Time is money, friend. Have a good one.
Good. Got a couple of quests there. And
Hi, how are you? Off and away.
we'll take you. Good. And I think he also has a follow-up quest, and then the whole thing culminates into moving back to Booty Bay and then coming back and defending these guys against attackers. Super cool. If I recall correctly, there wasn't even anyone in that cave, but I might be wrong. Oh no, there was. I am wrong. I am very, very wrong. But I think these guys deal frost damage, so might as well support with a bit of frost resistance totem. Don't let the professor die, come on. Get on to me. Yeah, the last time that I did it in a small group, so things were, of course, a little bit easier. I thought there was another wave, but never mind. Never mind.
Interesting.
Right.
Cool. So we got goggles of gem hunting, which we might need because they will allow us to actually see what we're doing. And now we're going underwater. Very much so. Are you ready, guys? I sure hope so, because this is going to be great. All right. We made it into the middle of the reef, and from here on it's going to be underwater action. These guys are not going to fight outside of the water, but that's okay. We're going to bring the heat to them with water breathing, the whole netting ability that they're having. It's not that much of a problem. And with frost shock, them swimming away is also not as much of a problem. So we are looking for elven gems. These things are a bit difficult to spot out. They look like larger rock formations down there. And on top of it, we need to dive into those shipwrecks and basically get a couple of items.
That spell isn't ready yet.
And all of that whilst keeping a solid mana reserve. Because as you know, underwater we can't drink. So, we got our first elven gem. Luckily I somewhat remember where those gems were. So we don't need as much of these goggles as I thought. Let's get the gems first. Most of them are in the central area. Or, let's put it this way, a huge number of them are in the central area. Good, and whilst we're getting them, we are also killing all of the Nagas that we need. Cool fun fact, you can war stomp underwater. The sheer force of your stomp makes it so that the Nagas still get stunned. Okay, so if I recall correctly, there were like a lot of gems down here. Problem is I can't be single pulling them on and on and on. At some point I need a mana break. We have the wrong class for long sustain. If we're a warlock, for instance, this here would be super straightforward. we would be barely losing any resources by fighting even leveled mobs. But yeah, as a shaman, different story. Careful not to pull anyone up here. I was pretty sure that there are a few gems down there. Very good. Jump out of the water, jump back in, and we're Gucci. The water walking is really cool. It allows us to overcome our problem with the mana. So let me at least find one more of these gems, because otherwise I look ridiculous when I can't really find them. I found ore, which is a good starting point, but I did not find the gems. I was so sure that they had gems down here. Just for the funsies, let's put up the goggles. Well, you can't find gems where there are none. And maybe this gnome here is the very reason why there are no gems, because someone has already looted them. That, of course, is entirely possible. Yeah, over here. I wonder, like, how is that any different? I'm seeing no difference whatsoever. Does this have an on-use effect? Oh, they appear on the minimap. Well, yeah. Have that. We already have them on the minimap thanks to Questy. Good. It'll take a while to get all 10 of these shards. It is what it is, but it's still a fun quest. And I like underwater stuff, so I don't mind spending a couple of minutes here. Fast forward for you guys, though. Good, we made it inside of some of the ships, because I figured the crystals might need some time to respawn. And most of them do have one particular item within them. All we need to do is make sure that we're not pulling the entire deck. Typically the item in question is somewhere at deck level -1 or deck level -2. And yeah, all we need to do is properly regain mana. I'm being a bit stingy. I could just use water walking. But yeah, we got one of the boats down. Whilst we're drinking, check what we need to find. So, Maiden's Folly, log, Silver Pine log, so quite a bit. The slaying quest will automatically happen, and then we got the Galvan gems. Alright. Let's jump down back into the water. We're getting a free crystal right away, which is why I don't want to just do the crystals. And then what I tend to always do is go in and start at the very bottom, because typically most of the quest items can be found down here. In this case, the Alliance Frost Mage is helping us, which is fine. The items that we look for are pretty well hidden, as you can see, so you gotta get through all of the rubble just to find it. And the last one is in the other boat. Certainly doesn't help to be the fattest of all races. Like, this massive cow body doesn't really go well through a ship door. And yeah, mage is also not particularly fun to play underwater because it's a very heavy, drink-heavy class. It has other areas where it excels, but yeah, that guy, not even seeing the buffs, I could guarantee as a underwater breathing potion, because this here is too deep. You can see we're very, very deep. And we will need to get back into that other boat, getting the last item, and I think it's again underneath the deck. Good, we got our kill quest done. That's fantastic. Now all we need to do is get the items and the gems. As a cow, you still have problems just getting through the door, man. And that last item must be somewhere here. Might even be something that respawns. He's questioning his life choices just as much as I do. I think it was on the bottom floor. Yeah, there we go. I was right. My memory did serve me correctly. There we go. Now all we need to do is loot the remaining gems and say goodbye to this wonderful underworld paradise. Like I said, the tranquility, the chill nature of underworld combat, it's really well done, and therefore these are some of my favorite quests. Not because they are super fast in XP. I think one could even argue that they are not very fast in XP just because you are moving incredibly slow, but because of the ambient and environment. And if you're prepared correctly, by the way, as in, make sure that you have a way of not drowning. The quests are typically surprisingly easy. Because one thing that Blizzard devs did for underwater areas is, whilst, let's say, boats outside are very, very populated. I'm looking at you, Murlocs.
I can't cast that yet.
Underwater stuff's typically not that populated. Granted, here and there you have a couple more enemies, but it's all in moderation. As he's saying that, another enemy appears and aggroes the fight. I think that is... oh, I'm running out of breath. Well, like I said, all you need to do is make sure that you're not drowning, and the rest will be fine. Cool, I'll get the last gems, fast forward for you. Good, we just found the last missing piece, the last gemstone, and of course when we're getting up there's yet another one. Well, sometimes it is what it is. When we're getting out, it pours and rains, but that is okay, we just finished 3 quests. A little bit of rain is not going to deter us from our well-deserved reward. And these also increase the Booty Bay factions, which is great. That's going to go a long way. I just enjoyed them a lot. Half an hour for 3 quests isn't that bad, to be honest. If you do all 3 of them together, that's 10 minutes per quest. It's kind of an average. We're already at 50%. And currently the event is going because someone is defending that. That's the end event.
Time is money, friend.
So got ourselves a nice little 3,000. That's almost 55%. Cool. Another 3k. And a pretty massive 2-hand hammer. The mace increase is actually quite good.
Daylight's burning. You have a great day now.
Good, we're helping out a little bit because I need to speak to the captain. I can't let these guys just talk all over us. And the captain is almost dead by the looks of it.
Can I help you?
Good, another 1,500. Fabulous. And I think we're done here. Next up is Booty Bay. I wonder though. If I had more time, unfortunately I don't, but if I had more time, the efficient route now would be to essentially go through the wetlands all the way to Loch Modan and get our flight point in the Badlands. But I think that that'll need to wait for another time. Mainly because I want world buffs. And I'm willing to fly back. Cool, that's the end of today's episode. We quested quite a bit. I'll trade in. And next time I think we're going to do some Badlands fun. There is a lot for us to do here actually, and all of it is kind of around level 40. It's almost tailored for us. Alright, have a good one, see you later, and goodbye.